I never believed the stories about Hollow Creek gas until that night. The first thing I noticed when I walked into the gas station for my shift was the smell, old coffee, motor oil, and the faint metallic tang of something I couldn't name. The place had been abandoned in parts, patched with peeling paint and flickering fluorescent lights. Outside, Highway 47 stretched endlessly, bordered by thick pine forest. The fog settled over the asphalt, softening the edges of the world and swallowing the headlights of any passing car. Locals had warned me, whispering tales of attendants who disappeared, travelers who never reached the next town. I had laughed. I needed the money, and I thought solitude would be comforting. I was wrong. I locked the front door behind me. The click echoed through the empty space, loud against the hum of the fluorescent lights. I walked to the counter, my footsteps sounding foreign in the cavernous room. The shelves were lined with snacks and drinks, dust gathering where no one seemed to care. The soda machines buzzed weakly, their lights flickering like nervous eyes. I poured a cup of coffee, inhaling the bitter aroma, trying to steady my nerves. The night stretched before me, dark and heavy, quiet except for the occasional rumble of a truck on the highway. I felt alone, but not peaceful. There was something oppressive, an almost physical weight pressing down from the ceiling, seeping through the floorboards. Around 1 a.m., I first heard it, a soft tapping. At first, I thought a branch had scraped the window, but it continued. Tap, tap, tap. Slow, deliberate. I froze, staring at the glass behind the counter. The shadows from the pumps outside flickered, elongating and twisting with the light. Emma. The voice was faint, almost melodic, but unmistakably my name. My heart jumped into my throat. I spun around. The office was empty. My own breathing sounded too loud in the silence. My mind told me it was nothing. Wind. Imagination. But deep down, I knew it was something else. I tried to distract myself, tidying shelves and checking the registers. Yet the feeling of being watched persisted. The soda cooler reflected me, but sometimes not perfectly. My reflection lagged, a half-beat behind, eyes darker, hollow. I blinked. Normal again. Or so it seemed. Hours passed, or maybe minutes, time had no meaning here. By 2:30 a.m., the tapping returned, louder, insistent. I grabbed a flashlight and stepped cautiously into the storage room. The air was cold, unnaturally cold, each breath fogging in front of me. Boxes of chips, cleaning supplies, and stacks of inventory filled the room, but nothing else. Then came the humming. Soft, melodic at first, then layered with a harsh undertone that made my teeth ache. It seemed to come from the back office. I tried to ignore it. I tried to focus, to clean, to think rationally. But the humming wormed its way into my mind, threading itself through my thoughts, growing louder with each passing second. And then I saw her. Or me. At first, a reflection in the glass, then a figure. Sitting at the counter, hair disheveled, eyes wide and empty, mouth moving as if speaking, but producing no sound. Emma, I whispered, voice shaking. The voice answering me was mine. Panic surged. I ran to the door, yanking at the handle. Locked. The windows black. Outside, the highway had vanished, absorbed by the fog and darkness. The humming intensified, pulsing in rhythm with my heartbeat. I fell to my knees, chest heaving. Then memories came, stories from locals, news reports of attendants vanishing, rumors of the station's hunger. I had scoffed, I had ignored. Now, I understood, Hollow Creek gas did not merely have a history, it had a hunger. It trapped the souls of those who worked the night shift, folding them into an endless loop of the same night. Time warped. Minutes stretched into hours that felt like years. Every attempt to escape brought me back to the counter. My reflection multiplied in every glass, dozens of versions of me staring back, some screaming silently, some smiling cruelly, all hollow-eyed. The nights blurred together. I could feel the station feeding on me. The humming was constant. My movements became automatic. I stocked shelves, poured coffee, rang the registers, all while being watched by dozens of hollow reflections. By the fifth night, I had stopped trying to leave. Every exit looped back to the same place. I moved through the aisles mechanically, whispering to the reflections, reasoning with them, trying to find an anchor to reality. Flashbacks emerged, memories from long ago, my childhood, my first job, people I had loved and lost. The reflections sometimes merged with them, sometimes mimicked them, twisting them into grotesque parodies of what I remembered. The fear was constant, but so was the curiosity. One night, a new attendant arrived. Naive, unaware, laughing at the stories, thinking they were just legends. I watched her closely. She smiled at me, friendly, oblivious. By midnight, she was wandering the aisles, looking around, her reflection splitting and multiplying in the glass surfaces. By 2 a.m., the tapping began, soft at first, then insistent. I knew what would happen. Her screams echoed silently in the mirrors. The humming rose, swallowing everything. And when I saw her reflection merge with the others, hollow eyes staring back at me, I understood my own fate had been sealed the same way. I had become part of the station. Another reflection, another whisper in the dark. And every night, I waited, watching the highway, welcoming the next soul who thought they could escape the stories. And when dawn arrived, pale and thin, the highway outside glimmered, and a trucker passed by, waving. I smiled behind the counter, hollow-eyed, hair disheveled, heart pounding in rhythm with the station itself. Another lost soul would arrive, naive, laughing, unaware. The cycle began anew. The humming never stopped. Time never moved forward. The reflections multiplied endlessly. And I whispered her name, my name, into the shadows. Emma, because that was all I could do. Watch, wait, welcome. Hollow Creek Gas was eternal. And so was I.